Hey Rob, what's for dinner?
Hey y'all, tonight we're going to be having a mix of diced shrimp, a slightly spicy chorizo, and some cream cheese along with some baby arugula blended up and stuffed inside a little puff pastry roll up. We're going to have that alongside a really refreshing salad.
Sounds good.
So first up, I'm going to go ahead and cut up a half a pound of shrimp that I got. I made sure to get the 26/30s. The size is done based on their weight. They're a lot cheaper than the larger ones, and in this case, since it is getting cut up and diced up, it's perfectly fine to go with the less expensive of it all. Been deveined. I'm just going to take off the little bit of shell that's there and then give them a pretty nice small dice. Great with these because they're already deveined. That saves so much time, saves so much effort. If I wanted to, I could save the shells and use them to make a stock, but we're gonna have to wait till a different time to do that. And this is one of those dishes that substitutions are encouraged. The initial plan was actually to make this inside little pie shells, but I decided instead to buy a package of the crescent rolls. Save me some time, it'll still taste good. You'll see I'm not cutting these really small. I'm just giving a really nice rough chop. They don't need to be minuscule. Definitely bite size. It is also going to have the sausage with it, so keep that in mind with how the texture of the shrimp is going to work with the sausage.
Quarter-inch pieces?
I'd say just about. And now that the shrimp is chopped up, I'm going to go ahead and turn the oven on to 350 and get a pan heating up on the stove. Now I'm throwing in some of the chorizo.
How much?
This is about 4 or 5 links or so. It is typically found in the links. A very soft, slightly spicy Mexican sausage.
Could you use hot regular sauce?
Any spicy Italian sausage, any regular hot sausage, pretty much any ground up meat at this point to use. I like the chorizo; it goes good with the shrimp. But even if you had hamburgers, something like that can go just fine in this also, as long as something that does have very strong flavor. So I'm just going to let that sit and cook down for a little while, and then we'll mix it in with everything else. So at this stage, I'm going to go and grind up some fenugreek. It'll give a nice little nutty quality to it. It's slightly sweet, usually found in Indian cuisine. I tend to use it pretty heavily. I'm going to put in about a tablespoon of onion powder and not much else in spices. The chorizo has so much flavor on its own. There isn't a whole lot more that's needed. Next, we are going to mix in a package of whipped cream, or not whipped cream, but a package of cream cheese. But the one I got was the whipped cream cheese. Regular 8-ounce block is fine. I chose the whipped because it means I won't have to break out the mixer. It's much easier to throw together after being at work all day. Gonna mix the onion powder and the fenugreek up with the cream cheese. And once the chorizo is fully cooked, I'm going to strain off what I can of the fat and mix the chorizo, the raw shrimp, and some baby arugula into the whole thing. The shrimp's going to cook in the oven, and also the chorizo is so hot, the heat from that alone will start to cook the shrimp some more as well. At this point, the chorizo is fully cooked.
It took about 10 minutes.
Give or take. Had it on at around a medium to medium low heat. Stirred it occasionally, made sure to break it up and poke around while it was cooking. I'm going to scoop it all right on top of the cream cheese. Next to it, I have a standard package of crescent roll dough. Going to unroll them and then mix the cream cheese and chorizo with the shrimp, a little bit of pepper, and I might grab some shredded cheese from the refrigerator and get that all stuffed inside there.
Just because it's cheese.
Of course. The minute the shrimp went down, you could smell it starting to cook a little bit with the sausage.
The Italian blend.
I'm going to throw in about a cup or so of a shredded Italian blend. You can use mozzarella, cheddar. You want to put in something softer like some more ricotta or some mascarpone. That'll work fine. I would say though, not with one of the saltier cheeses. You wouldn't want to use like a Parmesan in here because realistically, as much flavor and as strong as the chorizo can be, you might not want a cheese that's going to be just as strong. You don't want it to be too overwhelming. Almost forgot. I'm going to throw in a little bit of the arugula. It is slightly bitter, so it'll balance out everything, and also be an easy way to get a vegetable in there somewhere.
And it's a baby arugula.
Correct. So the flavor is a bit more gentle. I like using the baby arugula or the baby spinach because it is smaller. You don't necessarily have to cut it up as much as you would a larger one if you're going to be putting it inside something like this. It's great as is. I like it slightly sauteed. It's good in a salad. gonna put in a couple of pinches. If you have some lying around. And go ahead and unroll the crescent rolls. I don't use them often, but I don't mind in using them if I need to after work.
It's just time saving.
It does. They have great flavor. You can either use a spoon. I'm going to just go ahead and use my fingers. I'm going to grab a couple of tablespoons total of the filling. And it's going to get wrapped right up. I don't mind letting it get messy a little bit every now and then. And I have a sheet pan that I have wrapped up in foil. Once these are all rolled up, I'm going to pop them in the oven for about 15 minutes or so until they're golden brown, and then you can go from there. And I have 8 of these rolled up. It's what comes in the regular package. I do have enough filling for 8 more. We're going to go ahead and wrap this up, pop this in the fridge. This can be used for almost anything. I can see using it with some pasta. Can go good in your eggs in the morning. If you get a couple of grinder rolls, bake it off like that. Something like this, but different.
How much more cooking would that mixture take?
If you're going to have it inside some rolls, same, about 15 minutes. Just you cook it until you see the edge of it get a really rich golden brown. Just go in the oven for about 15 minutes. And until the outside of them is golden brown. It may seem like a short amount of time, but shrimp itself cooks so quickly. You could cook a piece of shrimp perfectly on the stove in 2 minutes at the most. So it doesn't need an excessive amount of heat.
15 minutes later.
About 5 more minutes needed.
Yep. Slightly golden. They need to be a little bit more golden.
Giving them a flip, turn them around, that way both sides get a more or less even amount of heat. And set the timer for another 5 minutes.
So now it's been 20 minutes of baking time.
And they look beautiful. They're perfect golden brown. Still feel how soft and gentle they are, but the outside has a slightly toasted, crusty outer edge. We're going to let those cool for about 3 or 4 minutes, just until they're warm enough so we can hold on to them without burning ourselves. And then dinner is served. Alright, so at this point we have chopped up some shrimp, cooked off some chorizo, mixed that in with some whipped cream cheese, some onion powder, some fenugreek, a little bit of Baby Arugula, then wrapped everything up inside some crescent roll dough, baked off for 20 minutes, and we're ready to eat.
And we're just using bag salad for the meal.
And the inside, you can see it's perfectly gooey. You could see the bits of the shrimp and the chorizo, the green flecks of the baby arugula. So we are good to go.
Enjoy. And if you like this, hit the like button. If you'd subscribe, that would be great too. Thank you.